Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
They're going to toss it. They haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start trouble. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to round number 17 of the Simability SK Super Series presented on JP Broadcasting. It is getting down to the end of the season, and this is the last All-Star Challenge Series race. 4 races throughout the season, and the driver with the highest scored points amongst those 4 races wins a cash prize, and tonight we are going to crown us one of those champions. So far in the lead is Travis Zuidema. He's out in front of Tom Johnson by 1 point. Zuidema's going to have a fantastic run tonight, as Johnson is always finishing up towards the front. Chris Roberge is 3 points behind Travis Zuidema, so he'll have to top Travis Zuidema by at least 4 points this evening if he wants to take home that prize. Andrew Smith and Don Koneman tied for 4th and 5th with 22 points. Definitely still within grasp if some of these drivers have some issues. I believe we're basically possible down to 6th at the moment. We have 10 drivers starting, so there's 10 points available. So Billy Wise there in 6th place could still take this place and turn it all around if he can finish up front and have these other drivers finish towards the back. So we'll keep an eye on what's going on with that. But you know, you got Zuidema, Johnson, and Roberge fighting very hard for that cash fee, because they've been fighting for it all year. It's finally getting to the point where we're almost towards the end of our season here with the Simability SK Super Series. Next season we will be racing the late model stocks, but we have Thompson USA, and then Southern National from April 26th has been bumped to the end of the season, so we will end with Southern National. I believe it's around June 1st. I can't remember exactly the date, but a week after USA there on Wednesday, we will crown a champion at Southern National. Currently, at the moment, the point standings are growing just a little bit. Don Koneman still out front of Tom Johnson, but now extending that lead to 17 points. 3.5, I guess you could call this a 4th race left to go. He's going to have to make some moves in that number 23 machine if he wants to regain his crown. He was champion last season. Koneman lost on the last race, so it's shaping up to be heating up. And what better place to do it here at the Bull Ring? 10 drivers currently on track at the moment, or at the track at the moment. Johnny Berardi in that number 99 is back with us. Good to see him back on track. You see Chris Roberge right there. He's 3 points out from that $100 cash prize. He's going to be looking to try to win the race this evening. He messaged me earlier and asked if he won the race, if he'd win. And I said it depended on where Travis finished, because Travis Zuidema in the 90s currently not on track, but he is 5th quick so far. with a 14.46 and Robert's a 14.35. Zunuma's going to have to pick up the pace a little bit if he wants to keep these two in grasp, but he's just got to stay within a couple positions of Robert's and Johnson, and I believe Zunuma should be able to take home that prize. Tom Johnson currently running 4th quick in that number 23 machine. And he's pulling off track. Just a few drivers on track yet. Still as we go. Four and a half minutes left in practice. You see Daniel Cook there on track. And look on up top. You can check out where your favorite driver's running and their fastest lap so far. Koneman a 14.335. And all the way back to Andrew Smith. Andrew Smith running a 14.3. So Smith having some very good pace in that number 87 machine this afternoon. I love these short track racing with these modifieds. They stay really close, and it's some really fantastic racing. Looks like our current points leader Don Koneman is out on track of the bull ring. Why don't we take a ride around with him and see what it's like to go around this track in a modified. This is definitely something else. It's a very short track. You're not on the throttle for too long. And there you see there right in front of him is the 90 of Travis Zunuma. His best time off 14.456. Looks like that 90 machine is a little bit loose, pushing a little hard through them corners. That is definitely going to lose you some speed as he goes way wide through 3 and 4. Yep, 1 second off the pace right there with a 15.3. Robert's has got himself very close to Koneman, but he hasn't been able to quite stop that 97 from taking poles out front of him. 97's always starting these races. Robert's just needs to get a good lap in, take that pole, and on a short track here, it's all about who's out front and who can get that jump and get that inside line. Do not want to be caught on the outside here unless you can really start with that leader well, because you will get freight trained and you will fall to the back fairly quickly. Less than 2 minutes left in practice, and then we will go to qualifying. 125 laps tonight here at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas. The final All-Star Challenge Series race here live on JP Broadcasting. If it's your first time joining us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and also hit that notification bell so that way you know when these videos go live. All these drivers definitely itching and ready to go with only a couple minutes left. Most drivers getting on track, possibly trying out their qualifying setup. Brian Lowhead is on track for the 24, and he's 7th quick at the moment. I wonder if that man likes this track or not. Lowhead, a staple here in the Simability Racing League. It's always fun to have him in chat and talk to Mr. Lugnuts here, and looks like he's got some speed at Las Vegas if he can keep it on track. There you see Tom Johnson spinning off. He might have a shot at having a pretty decent finish with the speed that he's got so far in practice here, but practice is basically over. We got 15 seconds left to go. Don Koneman is out on top of the charts with Chris Roberge, Andrew Smith, Tom Johnson, and Travis Zudema rounding out the top 5. And the checkers are going to come out onto the racetrack, and we are going to get ready for single car qualifying. These drivers get 2 laps to put the fastest time down. I wonder if Zudema, being the final all-star race, see if he's qualifying or not. And there's a session switching over to the qualifying session here in iRacing. And as we always do, we'll make sure we take a cruise around our points leader on their qualifying run. And here you have them, folks. Don Koneman, your current points leader, over Tom Johnson by 13 points. Nice and smooth. Don't want to hit that apron. A little bit loose coming out of turn 4. He goes up top with a 14.43. Can he pick it up on his second lap? And he does not pick it up on his second lap. So good lap time by Don Koneman. And 6 drivers so far have put down a time. Brian Lowhead, Chris Roberge, Andrew Smith, and Travis Zudema have not. And it looks like Chris Roberge is getting out on track, so we'll see what he can do here in a minute. Roberge looking to knock Koneman down off the top of the charts. Does he have a qualifying car capable of doing it? Coming out of turn number 4, this is going to be white flag. He's got one more lap to make it happen. Where does he fall here? Second quick with a 14.659. Needs to pick up 2.5 tenths of a second. Can he do it coming out of 4? It's faster, 14.413. Quick time for the number 98 of Chris Roberge. So that number 98 machine will be sitting on the pole. But now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could rise, remove your hats, and join us in saluting our national anthem. Thank you, Billy Wise, for that awesome rendition. And here we have it, ladies and gentlemen, your grid for tonight's 125 lap All-Star Challenge Series race presented by Mr. Technicality here at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas. Chris Robert starting on the outside with a 14.413, and Don Koneman starting on the outside of him. Round number 2 is the number 87 of Andrew Smith, and then number 23, Mr. Consistency, Tom Johnson, our defending champion. Billy Wise starts inside row number 3 with Johnny Berardi in that 99, pulling out a 6th qualifying position. Travis Zunema did hit the track for qualifying this time, but still only 7th quick, 7/10 off the fastest pace. And he's got Daniel Cook in the number 11 rolling off to his outside. Thomas Wise in the number 3 Hippie Mobile, and Brian Lowhead in the 24 round out your field. And that is your grid tonight. 10 points available. And Chris Roberts looks like he's starting from the pit. Something going on with the 98 machine. That is a very tough break for someone who is trying to take home this All-Star Challenge Series. He's going to have to work pretty hard if he's taking a pit stop. But that's the one to go signal. We're going to go green flag racing next time by. And now Andrew Smith is going to lead him to the green in the number 87 machine. He almost preempts it. Green flag is in the air. We're racing here at Las Vegas. Koneman gets a great jump on the outside of the 87, but the 87 with that inside lane is going to take the lead for the start of the race here. Travis Zunema is already up 2 spots into 5th. Oh, and Smith almost loses it right in front of Koneman. Gets it stacked up. Koneman gets by, but now he's stacked the rest of the field up behind him here. Billy Wise and Tom Johnson behind, going door to door with Travis Zunema and Johnny Berardi door to door behind them. And there's going to be our first caution. Billy Wise, 11 car, everybody all over the place. How did that start? Billy Wise crashed. Let's take a look at what happened to Billy. Coming out of the corner. He was single file, gets a little bit loose in front of Tom Johnson and just stacks everybody up. Travis gets in the back. Roberts, you see him there on track in the 98 machine. Good to see him back on track, but that is going to be our first caution, ladies and gentlemen, on lap number 3. And it all started with the 87 getting a little bit loose, running out front. Koneman gets around, stacks up the field, and then Billy Wise, unfortunately, kind of turns around on his own and gets collected up into the bunch of the field. So one driver, nobody's going to the pit lane, surprisingly, so everybody must think their car's all right. Chris Robert's the only driver having been in the pit lane already, it looks like. But this is definitely going to be a long race if we have caution after caution. But being a short track, there's going to be lots of action, and it's all going to be brought to you right here. And after 3 laps, we get our first caution. I'm going to predict 4 cautions tonight, maybe 5, depending on if we go into overtime or not. So I want to say 4 cautions tonight, and I'm giving these guys a lot of credit. Got a great group of drivers, but when you put them all on a short track like this, things tend to get a little bit crazy. So now the field as it stands is Don Koneman, Andrew Smith, Tom Johnson, Johnny Berardi and Travis Zunema, who we saw get a good lick from behind on that car. And if anybody knows iRacing, these things don't like to take good hits on the front end. So we'll be watching that 90 machine, see if he has any troubles. But the lights are off on the pace car. Don Koneman is going to lead them down. And that pace car dips off right there in the end of turn 3. And Koneman goes because the pace car's in pit lane. Tom Johnson easily gets by Andrew Smith. And Travis Zunema gets by Berardi before we get down to turn number 1. Berardi sinks it way in deep. He's going to battle hard for that 5th place position. Sorry, that is 4th place these drivers are battling for. And Berardi loses it down to the inside. Tom Johnson loses it in turn number 4. Keeps the brakes held and nobody hits him, but another caution flag coming out, lap number 9. And this time, it's all for the number 23, Tom Johnson. Oh, and there's some contact there from Andrew Smith. And that's what it was. There's a little bit of contact from the 87, and that turned the 23 around. So Tom Johnson gonna be hard pressed to catch back up to the front of the field after that incident. Chris Roberts just got himself all the way up to 5th position right now. Not sure why there was a start from the pits, but he definitely missed a start and is now paying for it. He almost got caught up in 2 accidents now. So the 98's really going to have to watch how he drives up through this field. He's going to have to be cautious. He knows there's a lot of time left, but he also knows that he wants to get past that 90 machine. And Travis Zunema currently running 3rd. It's right where he needs to be. We got Brian Lowhead right behind him there in 4th, but Zunema trying to win that $100 cash prize, currently in the position to do it. Koneman's got 22 points, so he'd need Zunema to fall quite a ways back in order to gain those points up. I believe the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get ready to do it one more time. Koneman can go when that pace car pulls off here just before turn 3. And he's holding on a minute. There he goes down the entrance to turn number 3. Green flag is back in the air. We're racing here at the bull ring. Smith gets into the wall. And now he's got Robertstown to his inside. He's going to send it way hard to turn number 2. He holds on. But now Lowhead and Billy Wise are going to get by him as well. And now he is just falling further and further and further back. So that 87 must have had something go on, but got a little battle with Tom Johnson and Thomas Wise get together and make some contact, but they keep it going. Daniel Cook in that 11 trying to move back up towards the front as well. Travis Zunema's got a bumper full of Chris Roberts. Roberts just going to look down to the outside. Can he take that 2nd place spot from the outside? Zunema gives him plenty of room. Roberts now going to look down to the inside in turn 3. He's really going to send it. Zunema gives him plenty of room, and the caution flag is out once more. Caution flag on lap number 17. And it looks like Thomas Wise in the number 3 is going to be the culprit of caution number 3. There it is, just sending it in the corner a little bit too hard and got her around. There was some traffic there, so they called the caution. Nobody hit, nobody damaged, but once again, we are slowed back down. 18 laps completed of 125. Don Koneman, Chris Roberts, Travis Zunema, Brian Lowhead, and Billy Wise, who are top 5. Taking a quick ride along with Travis Zudema to see what he sees right now. The pressure is on there, running third. He's got Chris Roberge there in front of him. The lights go off on the pace car. We are getting ready to go back green flag racing. Don Koneman is going to have the start once again. He gets a lot of time to start this race once that pace car pulls off. He holds him up just for a little bit. And he goes coming out of turn number 3. What a great start for him. Travis Zudema now gets down to the inside of Chris Roberge. And Billy Wise makes a move on Brian Lowhead, move him up into 4th position. And Zudema is going to hold on so far to that 2nd spot. He clears Roberge. He runs just a little bit wide. He's got to keep that car down to the inside. If he wants to hold that 98 machine off, that's what he's going to have to do. Billy Wise in the 32, following close behind these drivers. See Billy Wise there coming into the battle now. And Zudema using the bottom of the racetrack, not necessarily the fastest way around the track. The 90 getting a little bit loose. Can the 98 get up underneath him? He's going to look down to the inside. He's not going to be able to make it happen on this lap, but the 90 working a little bit high. Roberge now trying to make a move to the inside. And Zudema is going to have to let that spot go once again, down to 3rd. Billy Wise there 4th. Daniel Cook and Brian Lowhead starting to get in a little bit of a battle. Oh, and they're going to cause a caution here as the leaders go by. Caution flag on the speedway with the 11 and 24, and you just saw it here firsthand. Let's take a look one more time. A different angle and see exactly what happened there. Lowhead gets into the wall and comes down on Cook, sending him around and causing the caution. That's a tough break for Daniel Cook. He was just, there's nowhere to go for that number 11 machine, and now he's just getting himself turned around. So that is a very, very tough break for him. Well, let's take a talk here a minute with Travis Zudema. See what he thinks about his chances here this evening. Hey, Travis Zudema, Rob Sluiter in the booth. You got me? All right, well, how do you feel about your chances tonight? You're running 3rd. You've been fighting with Chris Roberge. Money is on the line tonight. All-Star Challenge Series. You're out ahead of Roberge by 3 points. How do you think you fare?
It's too early to tell, man. It's a long race, and a lot of things can happen. I'm not really concerned about the money. It's just trying to still have a good finish for a good end of the points here.
So there's not really much pressure on you to beat out that 98 by just a couple points and make yourself some money for coming and racing every week?
No, not really.
Well, now tell me, does this caution flags, the time and time again, do they change your game plan when it comes to this race?
Not on lap 33. It's still out of 125. It's a long way to go, man. It's just too early to try to strategize right now. Just try to stay clean, stay out of trouble, and keep towards the front.
Right on. Well, good luck, Travis. Yeah, like you said, 90 laps to go. Hopefully we'll see you up at the front at the end of this one.
Appreciate it.
Travis Zudema in the 90. He's been fighting up the point standings. and he's leading the All-Star Challenge points. So that 90 machine's starting to get competitive, starting to finish up front quite a bit, and we're playing bumper tag here in the field. Not really sure exactly what's going on, but that pace car's gonna pull off, and Koneman gonna take a shot, and he's gonna dive off going into turn number 3. Green flag back in the air. Tom Johnson loses a spot to Billy Wise in the 32 machine on the high side. I think that 23 is just playing it safe at the moment. Koneman, Zudema did get out front of Roberge once again. That inside line just gives you such an advantage. That's going to allow Don Koneman in the 97 machine to pull away. And once again, Billy Wise is going to be able to knock on the door. But a caution flag out one more time. It looks like Brian Lowhead and Daniel Cook again. Let's see what happened with the 24 and the 11. The 11's way back there down the straightaway, and Lowhead just loses it in the middle of the corner, and the 11 tries to avoid it and loses it on his own. So another caution flag from those two, and that is lap number 37. And these guys have gone way over my allotted 4 cautions that I expected them to have. So I am totally out of that one. I knew I was giving them a little bit of grief by saying only 4, but yeah, that caution flags breed caution flags, and when you're on short tracks like this, things happen. Looks like the setup might be a little loose for some of these drivers as they're just sending it into the corner a little bit too fast and losing the rear end. I don't see a whole lot of contact and beating and banging. It's mostly just kind of self spins that cause caution. So at least the racing is good. It's just that they're having trouble keeping it going straight. You see Daniel Cook getting a lap back. That is going to just put Brian Lowhead 1 lap down, but the rest of the field hasn't had enough time to race and go laps down quite yet. Koneman hasn't been able to gap the field quite yet. And now Roberge is in 3rd, and he's probably going to get by the 90 machine unless that 90 can get a great start with Koneman. But I'm sure these drivers are all itching to go back racing. Nobody likes pacing, they like racing. Am I right? But I believe the lights are going to go off on the pace car here, and they do. We're going to double stack and re-rack these drivers and get them ready to go. 40 laps complete. 85 more laps to go. You see Tom Johnson in the 23. He's inside row number 3, and Koneman goes way before turn 3. That's going to throw Zudema and Billy Wise off. And Roberge is going to get a good couple car links on Zudema going into turn number 1. And the caution is out one more time. Brian Lowhead had a problem here, and we'll see what happened to that number 24 machine. And he just spins out and sits on the bottom of the track. That's gonna cause a caution flag for sure every time. So Brian Lowhead really struggling here. Why don't we, since we're here, why not take a talk with Billy Wise We're gonna pull Billy Wise, Rob Sluiter up in the booth. You got me?
Yo, what's up?
Hey man, so glad you took a break from smoking all that meat to come out here and come racing and join us tonight. There are a lot of caution flags so far in this race, but you're running fourth. You've got a good position for when we do get some green flag running going. How do you feel about your chances tonight?
I feel real good, man. The car is pretty fast. It feels good. It's just sketchy on new tires, and these guys up front here, we're all on original tires, so our tires are feeling great. But the guys that pitted, and like Brian pitted and grabbed new tires, so that's why he's spinning out a bunch. So we're trying to get these guys to go green flag racing here a little bit.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. We're seeing you've got some speed to keep up with that 98 and the 90, so we're looking to see what you can do. Maybe we'll talk to you on the podium here at the end of the night.
Hopefully, man. We'll see here.
Hey, good luck and keep it straight out there.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, but ladies and gentlemen, Billy Wise in the number 32 machine. And we're going to get going racing one more time. Lights are going to go off of the pace car. 46 laps complete as we cross the stripe here. Getting closer to halfway, but not quite there yet. And when will Koneman go this time? He waits a minute. He's got Roberge on the outside, and he goes going into turn 3. He's changing it up every single time. Green flag back in the air. Now the battle is with Travis Zudema and Chris Roberge and Tom Johnson down to the inside of Billy Wise. He's going to make that move. Move Tom Johnson back up into 4th position with Billy Wise trying to fight back on the outside. Single file further back. The battle up front heats up. Travis Zudema on Don Koneman's tail. And he's got Roberge on his. The battle heating up for 4th position. Billy Wise trying to make a move on Tom Johnson. Johnny Berardi, you see him coming in there right behind in that 99 machine, currently running 6th. Wonder if Johnson had a rough lap right there, because he is starting to put a little bit of a gap on Billy Wise. Chris Roberge has got an earful of Travis Zudema. Travis Zudema trying to get around. And he is now down to 3rd position. Battle's heating up all over the track. Andrew Smith now about to take on that 99 machine of Johnny Berardi. 87 definitely being very, very cautious, trying not to make any mistakes. We saw him get into the wall earlier and he fell to the back. I think he's just biding some time because it's a little bit too hairy up there. Battle heating up with Billy Wise and Tom Johnson. Once again, that 32 on a move. Doesn't want to fall any further back from the front than he has to. Koneman not having too much of a gap up front in that 97 machine. Roberge still right on his tail. Almost reaching halfway as they cross the stripe. Lap 58. We are spreading out the field a little bit more. Andrew Smith trying to make a move. Looks like Daniel Cook. They're going to take it 3 wide down the backstretch, and he's going to get around Johnny Berardi in the 99, who had to go high. Great move by Andrew Smith to get around Berardi safely, especially with a 3 wide situation. That could have been pretty crazy. Chris Roberge is still trying to get Don Koneman. He's right on his tail. Don't want to bump him because you can do that here at a small racetrack, but just biding his time, looking for an opening. It looks like Roberge is using a little bit lower line than Koneman. He's trying to make a move. He just doesn't have the power coming out of the corner to keep it alongside that 97. And as they come across the stripe here, 62 laps are complete. We are on lap number 63. This is our halfway lap. Don Koneman currently out front. Chris Roberge in second. Travis Zunema third. Tom Johnson in fourth. And Billy Wise currently running in fifth position in the number 32 machine. Still all over the backside of Tom Johnson, but now starting to see a good green flag run come into effect. Don Koneman and Chris Roberge have got 5 seconds over top of these drivers right here, Tom Johnson and Billy Wise. Travis Zunema now falling a second behind of Koneman and Roberge. Those two really on a move. And Koneman gets caught up with the 11. Roberge gets hit. Roberge spins in turn number 3. Caution flag is out. Lap number 65. What a tale of events. We will have to go back and watch that. That was absolutely insane. Let's take a look from Roberge's roll bar here. The 11 way slow. He goes way down low and just gets tapped from behind, holds on brakes and keeps it straight, but we'll see if he loses any of his lap times or anything. Let's see where he comes back out on the racetrack. Looks like he's being shown in P4 out in between Tom Johnson and Billy Wise. Well, lots getting shaken up in the first half. Lots of cautions. I believe this second half of the race is going to be a little bit better. Not sure why the 11 was running down the middle of the racetrack and why we had drivers taking him 3 wide on the outside and the inside. That really scares the driver that's going slower to have cars take on both sides. So that could have been the factor in that caution flag there, but regardless, we've got one more under our belt. I've completely lost track to how many caution flags we're having this evening, but we're glad to have you here. Don Koneman and Travis Zunema are up front. They're going to be starting that front row, but Tom Johnson, he's got himself up to third with Chris Roberge falling back. That's going to give him the inside line next to Travis Zunema. I mean, I'd see that number 23 machine take second place from Zunema, but Zunema also runs the high line quite a bit, so we'll have to see if Zunema can hold off the 23 machine and inevitably slow down the 98, maybe get the 98 stuck behind the 23 and give him a little bit more breathing room from Chris Roberge. And we are about to start 70 laps complete. Pace car is off, and Koneman takes a second. Now he takes off into turn 3. Zunema's going to battle hard on the outside into turn number 1. Can he take it from Johnson? He goes to the outside. Oh, this is going to be a battle right here. Tom Johnson gets an advantage. Billy Wise gets into Chris Roberge. Chris Roberge falls back to 5th. Roberge falling back now to 6th. Not sure if he got loose or what, but then the 32 got into him. Now he's battling with Andrew Smith for 5th position. Currently up front, Tom Johnson's got a bumper full of Travis Zunema. Don Koneman starting to pull away. And that's just it, folks. And that inside line on restarts is very crucial. You can gain the position if you start on the inside, and you can get past the driver that's stuck on the outside, possibly even gaining a couple positions or As we saw with Chris Roberts, you end up getting stuck on the outside and you lose a couple. Roberts now currently sitting back in 6th behind Andrew Smith. Not sure if he's got something broken on his race car, but he could be just biding his time. Still quite a few laps left to go. But as I say that, he's going to take that spot away from Andrew Smith. Very smart overtake by the 98. That puts him back up into 5th. And Billy Wise now trying to take a look at the 90. We saw Billy Wise trying to take a look at the 23. So if the 90's behind that 23, we know the 32 is going to be right there. And Zudema looks down to the inside of Tom Johnson into turn number 3. They do not touch. They keep them side by side. Here is a battle for 2nd place. Travis Zudema on the inside, the number 90 Jammers machine. Tom Johnson, defending champ and Mr. Consistency, on the outside. Chris Roberts uses this advantage to take a look to the inside. He gets by Johnson. Now he's going to try to get down below Travis Zudema, but Zudema's going to use the bottom of the racetrack, block off the 98 machine. And in the midst of all the excitement, Tom Johnson, the number 23 machine, spins out. We are under caution. Lap number 82. Our defending champion loses it. Not sure if he had some help. Let's take a look. Billy Wise got by him on the outside. He held on. He tried to do a crossover down to the inside and just got a little bit too loose. Spun out, kept the brakes held and didn't get hit, and gets it back on track. So good recovery by the 23 machine, but that is going to drop him back. Looks like down to 8th position at the moment on the racetrack. Don Koneman out front, Chris Roberts in 2nd, Travis Zudema in the 90 machine, currently running 3rd. Billy Wise back up to 4th, and Andrew Smith in the 87 machine, currently 5th. We are coming to take and complete lap number 85. That's going to leave us 40 more laps to go. Now is the time that you want to start making sure you're not going to run out of fuel. Your tires are still in good shape. As we heard Billy Wise say, the new tires are kind of rough. So at the moment, this would be a good chance to take some tires if you wanted fresh rubber, if they really meant something to you, to get that slippery period out and then have some rubber for the end of the race, just in case we do get another caution. You'd have some fresher rubber, more warmed up than everybody else, and it could mean the difference between 1 or 2 spots. But having said that, that's out the window. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to go back racing this time by where will Don Koneman start from this time. Pace car takes a hard dive down to the inside. Koneman's got Roberts on the outside, so he is going to go as soon as possible. That's going to allow Travis Zudema to get to the inside, and Zudema most likely will take over that 2nd spot from Roberts unless Roberts can fight on the outside. Smith tries to make a move down inside Billy Wise going into turn number 3, and it looks like Smith is going to take that spot away from Billy Wise as well. Thomas Wise and Johnny Berardi currently having a battle here at the back. This is a battle for 7th and 8th position, and actually was the closest battle on track until now, as Travis Zudema is starting to catch Andrew Smith after his little bit of fallback. Currently, Travis Zudema is holding the bonus point for the most positions gained. He is up 3 spots from where he started this evening. And as you see the ticker start ticking down, 25 more laps to go. Don Koneman currently out front. Chris Robert's 1 second back in that 98 machine. So the 97 kind of just cruising at a minute. Thomas Wise and Johnny Berardi fighting all over. Berardi gets to the wall. Berardi's riding the wall. Comes down in front of Wise. They're still battling through turns 1 and 2. Berardi might have a messed up car now, but still side by side battle, and this is gonna allow some of the leaders to catch up quite quickly. Wise almost loses it right in front of Cook. Cook slows down a whole lot. And now you can hear the leaders coming there up behind him real quick. There you see Don Koneman coming into view in the 97 machine. Goes to the outside of Cook, who is all over the racetrack. Travis Zudema has got a mirror full of Billy Wise in that 32 machine. Billy wants his 4th place spot back, as Andrew Smith has gotten by these two and is now working towards the front, currently running in 3rd position. There goes Daniel Cook down to the inside to the pits. And he is going to pull it off. I think the 11 might be done for the day. 18 more laps to go. Chris Robert's in the 98 machine. He's got the fastest lap in the race so far, but just not able to catch up to Koneman. Koneman a 2.5 seconds in front. And he might be able to reel in the 97 with lap traffic coming, but with only 16 laps to go, it might be fairly difficult to get around that number 97 machine, as he has caught a 0.5 second on, sorry, that is on Johnny Berardi there. Now we see him up to Koneman. He gained a couple tenths on Koneman, but getting around Berardi might have slowed him down just a little bit. Travis Zudema starting to catch Andrew Smith. Going after that 87. That is for the 3rd and final podium spot for 3rd place. Zudema fell back. Might have been cooling the tires down. Might have just been avoiding a sticky situation and feeling it out. But as they come out of turn number 4, they're going to be coming to 10 laps to go. Sorry, the next lap it'll be there 10 laps to go. That shows you how far ahead the leader is in front of him, about a 1/2 track. And he is all over the tail of that 87. And the 87 loses it in front of Zudema. Zudema slams on the brakes, saves it, but caution flag comes in the air. And with only 9 laps left to go, Andrew Smith loses it, I believe, all on his own. They get by Berardi. 87 sends it in real hard, gets on the strips, and just kind of comes around. Zudema did give him a little bit of help after he already got on the brakes, but Zudema didn't really have anywhere to go, so now is the time where things start to go a little crazy. Under 10 laps to go. Koneman is out front. Roberge is in second, and look who is in third. Travis Zudema. How many times have we seen Travis Zudema running in either third or whatever position, and with the last few laps of the race come up and take second place from Chris Roberge because of an inside line restart? I'd have to say at least 3 or 4 times this season, I feel like. So I believe Zudema's got a really good chance at getting by Roberge. And at the moment, I don't believe, if we take a look one more time at the All-Star Challenge points, I don't believe anybody is going to be able to take that from him as long as he finishes where he's at. Roberge, like I said, is 3 points behind, and he's only gaining 1 point on him this race. So Zudema would have to fall back a few positions yet in order to lose that championship lead. And Don Koneman is 7 points back, so he would need both Roberge and Zudema to fall way back, which would then bring up Thomas Wise. So he'd basically need Tom Johnson, Zudema, and Roberge to finish 8th, 9th, and 10th. And then he might have a chance at taking that right now. But I believe the man who's got to lose it all is that one right there, the number 90 machine of Travis Zudema. And I believe the lights are off on the pace car. We're going to get 3 laps to settle this. Don Koneman's going to bring him to the stripe. Chris Roberge in second, Travis Zudema third, Billy Wise in fourth, and Tom Johnson rolling off fifth. Koneman taking it slow, Zudema giving a little bump. Now Koneman gets on a green flag back in the air. We have 3 laps of racing left to go here at the bull ring. Travis Zudema down to the inside of Roberge, and there's Tom Johnson trying to make his presence known as well. Zudema gets around Roberge. Coming out of turn 4, popsicle sticks in the air. 2 more laps to go. Billy Wise looks down to the inside of Tom Johnson. Billy Wise loses it sideways. Caution flag is out. We're going to go have another green-white checkered finish. And that is now going to put Chris Roberge on the inside for the restart in the final restart. Billy Wise kind of loses it all on his own. Trying to get around the 23. He sends it way too hard on the inside, and looks like he might have hit the brakes or something, but it just kind of snapped around on him. That was kind of crazy. There you have it, folks. This is going to be the final restart of the night. Only 1 green-white checkered in the rule book here for the Simability Racing League. So this is going to be it. The next flag is going to be the final flag, whether it be a caution or a checkered flag. Don Koneman's got everything to lose. Travis Zudema and Chris Roberge put on a spectacular fight all evening long, as they always do together. And who knows who's going to come out on top this time. Zudema does a great job of running the outside line. Chris Roberge is very fast on both lines. Well, with only 2 laps to do it. You got to do it quick if you want to get by that 97 as well. But I believe Don Koneman might have this one in the bag. He's been unstoppable all race long. As much as he says he hates this racetrack, he has been fairly unstoppable this entire race long. And it looks like we're going to have 1 extra pacing lap just to raise the anticipation levels one more time. If you guys were enjoying this video, in this race, make sure you click that like button. Make sure you subscribe to JP Broadcasting and also hit that notification bell so that way you get notifications when we go live and you don't gotta search for the videos no more. They just pop up on your phone like, yep, we're here. We're ready to race. We're ready to have some fun. I know these drivers are ready to race and they're ready to have some fun. The lights go off on the pace car one more time. We're going to go back racing and we are going to settle this. Don Koneman, Travis Zudema, Chris Ramirez, Tom Johnson, and Johnny Berardi. Your top 5. Koneman goes mid corner. That's going to allow Roberts to get a better jump. As we go through the corner, we're all pretty well clean. Roberts does get by Zudema. White flag in the air. One more lap to go. Andrew Smith dives down all the way on the apron. But coming through turns 3 and 4, Don Koneman takes the checkered flag. Chris Roberts in second. And Travis Zudema comes home third. And that is going to allow that number 90 machine to take home the All-Star Challenge Series. 4 races to make sure you are the most consistent. We might have to change him to Mr. Consistency with that number 90 machine. Being very, very consistent nowadays. Congratulations on the top 3. Tom Johnson comes home in 4th. Johnny Berardi in the number 99 machine comes home an awesome 5th in that number 99. So congratulations for Johnny Berardi and a great finish for that team. Thomas Wise comes home 6th. Billy Wise in the 32 7th. Andrew Smith 8th. Daniel Cook and Brian Lohad round out your field. Well, man, I know we have some exciting drivers, or some excited, not exciting, they are exciting, but we have some excited drivers to talk to here in the chat. And the first person we are going to call up is our 2nd place finisher, Chris Roberts. What a fantastic drive you put in this afternoon. You and Travis were back and forth and back and forth. Tell us a little bit about your race.
Oh, it was a tough one. I missed my pits. I missed the start, so I'm kind of surprised I made it right through the field. It was kind of nice. Everything else is all great here. But 2nd place is good. I'm trying to get a Dawn, but I had the fastest car in the whole race here. I was moving pretty good here.
Yeah, we saw you had the fastest lap of the race, but with the with all the starts you've been getting, you and Zudema really kind of swapped that 2nd place spot most of the night with all the cautions we were having. How do you change your strategy when you don't know how many laps you're going to get till the next caution?
Oh yeah, but I managed, so it's kind of all good.
Right now, well, anybody you want to thank for this awesome 2nd place finish for you tonight?
Oh yeah, thank you. So I want to make a huge support. Big thanks to Dom, my teammate here, for teaching me to race and everything else. Thanks for Billy Wise to get this really nice organized here, helping us out and all that. What else? Big support from my wife for watching me. Thanks for all my great friends. There are parents with a little one named Frank. It's kind of nice having a little godson there, so it's really great.
Well, congratulations on your 2nd place, and keep digging. You're trying to hunt Koneman down. You might be able to take that 2nd place spot from Tom Johnson by the end of the season.
Oh yeah, and how about the All-Star points? How's that went?
Travis Zudema is the All-Star Series champion. You needed to beat him by 4 positions, and you only beat him by 1, so he definitely takes the cake in that perspective. But congratulations, good
Thank
run
you.
to you there, Chris, and good luck for the rest of the season.
Oh yeah, thank you.
That's Chris Roberts, your second place finisher. We'll bring on up half of the man of the hour at the moment, Don Koneman in the number 97 machine. He's going to take home the victory here at Las Vegas. Don, how was that race? It looked long.
It felt long, to be honest with you. We had so many cautions in the beginning. It was so hard to get the tires warm. And then once the tires were warm, we had more cautions, and it was hard to keep them warm, if you know what I mean. So it was a heck of a run, but we saved the car for the end of the race. I feel like we ran our fastest laps around 80 to 90, maybe 100.
Do you feel that having the pace car exit in the middle of the backstretch, do you feel that gave you a little bit of advantage when it came to the restarts and being able to break away from the mess of the field a little bit?
Well, normally I would say yes, but with these guys I would say no because they know I'm going to do it. That's why I was leaving in the center of 3 at the end there to kind of throw them off a little bit.
We definitely noticed that you were picking and choosing different spots every single restart, trying to keep these guys on their toes. And honestly, the battle was for second place between Chris Roberts and Travis Zudema all night long, flip-flopping places like it was none of their business, but they did a fantastic racing and a fantastic drive, kept it nice and clean, and inevitably their battle kept you out in front in clean air. Who do you got to thank for this awesome victory tonight?
Oh, I got to thank Swagger in, Billy Weiss, my girlfriend for letting me do this stuff, and you, of course, for broadcasting, and every single fan we have that's watching.
Well, good luck to the rest of the season. Currently leading the point standings over Tom Johnson by about 16 points. So definitely a good points gap going into the end of the season. And good luck on that championship.
Thank you, buddy. Who won the All-Star out of those two?
That would be Travis Zudema.
Congratulations.
We are about to pull him up into the booth and announce that to him. But third place finish gets her done tonight. And he gets great points in both series.
Good job for him. I honestly feel if him and Trav weren't battling it out so hard, I would have had a lot more competition for the lead.
I'm debating on possibly making Travis Zudema our new Mr. Consistency, as he's been up front quite a bit, knocking that 23 down a little bit. But Tom Johnson still has finished inside the top 5 all but one race this season. 16 out of 17 races he's finished in the top 5. That's a pretty incredible feat here in Simability and in every race. And if you could finish top 5 every single week, you'd be pretty happy.
I'm not sure I've even done it, to be honest with you.
But anyway, congratulations on your win, Don. Good luck on the rest of the season.
Thank you, buddy. Good luck.
All right, and now we've got the man of the hour. Travis Zudema comes home third place, but he takes home the All-Star Challenge Series. What a drive you had tonight, Travis. Take us through your race and how it feels to put up a good race between second place with Chris Roberts and knowing that you kept her together to hold on to win that $100.
I won the All-Star Challenge?
You did. You are our All-Star Challenge Series winner.
That's great. That's awesome. I don't know. It was great running with Chris. There was a lot of good battles there. He's a lot of fun to race with. He's very respectful. He gives you room and he races you hard and clean. He's a good guy to race with. I wouldn't even pay any attention to the All-Star points, to be completely honest with you. It's just, one race. It's the end of the season is what I look for, and I think I'm like top 5 in points. So we'll just keep her going. But that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, you're getting some pretty consistent finishes, finishing up in the top 3 quite a bit. I'm sure that's helping you climb your way a little bit closer and closer to the points. And if you keep finishing ahead of the 23 machine, you might actually top him on points towards the end of the season. 4 more races to go after this one. Or sorry, 3 more races to go after this one. And it is going to be absolutely incredible. We do have some short tracks to go to. How do you feel about your chances in possibly moving up that championship points ladder?
Well, my philosophy is always the same, man. It's just one race at a time, man. I like short tracks. It's kind of the bread and butter here in Wisconsin. So short, flat, nice tracks to get around. Gotta actually drive the car. A lot of fun. We'll just try to keep her going one race at a time and try to get good finishes and keep it moving forward.
Well, you definitely drove the wheels off that car tonight to an awesome finish. Who do you got to thank for this victory and ultimately being the most consistent driver over at least those 4 races in the All-Star Challenge Series?
I mean, I don't really, thank everyone who puts on the show, everyone at Simability and all the guys that, that we race with. None of this would be possible if it wasn't for the guys in this league. And, JP Broadcasting and you, Rob, you do a hell of a job, man. It's a great thing to be a part of.
And who's that on your rear deck lid of your car?
Well, that's my cousin's bar, Jammers, in Edgar, Wisconsin. Great bar. Go check them out.
Awesome. Well, hey, congratulations, Travis. 3rd place finish tonight and an All-Star Challenge Series victory. You're going to take that crown going into next season. Good luck on the rest of the races this year. And hopefully we'll see you in victory lane here in one of the last few races here.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate it.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A fantastic race. It might have been just a tad bit long, but in the end, Don Koneman is going to take the victory in the number 97 Swagger in Mobile, and we'll take you through the last lap as Chris Roberts tried to chase him down. And that is going to do it for us here tonight, folks. Thanks for coming on out and joining us here on JP Broadcasting with the Simability SK Super Series. Thanks for stopping by, and y'all have a fantastic night.